So greetings, friends. It's, what is it, August 16th, 2019. And I'm here with my longtime buddy, Will. And Will is going to share some of his more above average, deeper knowledge than the average person of the Toronto bar scene. So we'll just, touch on some different topics there. And I've known Will since high school. He's one of my best friends.
Grade 9 geography class.
That's right, yeah, grade 9 geography.
Yeah.
And some other classes too, like what other classes were we in? I don't.
Oh, geez, there was a math class as well.
With Mr. Damiani. And
yeah.
a few other classes, but
those were the notable ones, at least.
That's right, yeah. So we're both, longtime residents of Toronto, and we're out in, peaceful Etobicoke right now, where there's a lot of sky. We like it. Well, not a lot of sky here, but Etobicoke.
Just enough, a nice
just
balance.
Enough, yeah. Etobicoke has a lot of canopy, which is pretty nice.
Yeah.
Like if you go out to the other part of the city, before we get started on the Toronto bar scene, do you want to just, say a few more things about yourself? Anything you care to share with the audience, just so they have an idea of who you are?
Simply just you presented me this idea, and it sounded kind of interesting and kind of a neat thing to talk about. So, yeah, man, let's get it going.
So, how often do you go to bars in Toronto?
These days, on a fairly regular basis. We're talking multiple nights a week, not just weekends.
Oh yeah.
A lot of times after work.
Okay.
The last month or so, it slowed down a bit, only because I didn't have my vehicle.
Right.
So I was
Your truck.
I was biking. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I was biking everywhere, so that kind of cramped my style slightly. But for the most part, I go out a lot.
Yeah.
Just kind of got a lot of energy after work, and healthy, fit guy. It's like I like going out
you're
and
pretty
just
healthy.
looking for a good time, right?
He's healthier than I am. Like this guy, I go on my electric bike when we go biking. He just goes on his regular bike. This guy walks further than I do, so he's fitter than I. Like if we had to go on a long march through Algeria, if we were in the Foreign Legion, this guy would probably last a bit longer than I do.
So yeah, like I was saying, I just kind of have the energy and kind of it's kind of like what I like to do, right? And also because I was thinking about this as well, that because I'm not doing the same band schedule I used to be, I still have this need to kind of go out constantly. Like I'm not playing that regular schedule of shows, and so I'm kind of filling a niche in a sense. So that's why the last couple of years it's go out quite a bit.
Will's in a band, or you used to be in rock and roll band. You still are, but
different one, but like the last one, it was fairly kept me pretty busy, to say the least. So.
Yeah. And when you mentioned you like to go to bars after work, what do you work as? I know, but for the people who don't.
So I work at a truck and trailer shop.
Yeah.
And I work a shift. I work an afternoon shift, which is basically start 12:30 and go till 11.
At night,
12:30 p.m., 11 p.m. And it's a 10-hour shift, 4 days a week.
Nice.
And so I'm off at 11.
Yeah.
And even after working like a 10-hour shift at the shop, it's like I'm kind of ready to go. Like it's not.
You're not worn out by that time.
No, oddly enough.
Right. Yeah.
It's a weird thing, and I've noticed that about some of the other guys I've worked with, because I worked this shift back in the day too, and for whatever reason, when you're done, it's like it's definitely not quitting time per se. Like you're.
Doesn't feel like you just want to go to sleep.
No, never. That's never the case.
So by the time you get to some bar, it's already probably 11:30 or.
Typically,
All right,
like
cool,
if I make the drive downtown, I'm probably checking in around 11:45 maybe.
Right, yeah.
Something like that. But overall, it's like you have a couple hours to hang out.
Cool.
Do whatever you want.
And do you normally go to bars solo, or do you sometimes go with friends? Are anyone able to meet you up at that? Yeah, usually solo.
Usually solo. I'd say about 90% of the time I'm solo.
Cool, 90%.
Maybe even more.
That's cool.
It's hard to kind of quantify, but
one thing I've always noticed about you is you're a very comfortable guy in your own element, and nothing really unsettles you. you're pretty, you know, like comfortable just going up on doing your own thing, and like not giving
the beat of my own drum.
Yeah,
sort of.
yeah, right.
I've heard that expression too.
Right, yeah. And like, so there's a bunch of more questions I want to ask you, but
Sure.
for example, like, well, let's say, like, what do you like to drink? I mean, that's a kind of a basic question. Like, I mean, I guess that, you know, everyone has their own preferences.
So I definitely bounce between liquor and beer.
Okay, yeah.
And that can be for a million different reasons. It could be simply as like the mood I'm in.
Right.
Maybe it's maybe that day it's like I ate a lot of carbs and it's like I don't want to drink a bunch of beers now at night.
Yeah.
When I'm I'm crashing in a few hours. So it's like I'll have
all that carbs.
I like my Jack Daniels. Can't go wrong with that. Jack and ginger.
Right.
I like vodka as well.
Right, okay.
And then when it comes to beer, it's like I like Heineken a lot.
Right.
That's usually readily available.
Right.
Like almost everywhere. In bottles only. I don't like draft beers and like pints.
Right. You don't like Heineken poured out of the tap.
No, it's only in a bottle.
Different. It's a different
taste. It's
okay.
totally different. There's something about when they put it in that nice glass bottle and it's like untouched from the factory.
Right, yeah.
The plants or whatever. It's like it's just much more. Same with Stella. It's like I like Stella, but like only in a bottle, man. Like, or that's like that's any beer really. So I bounce back. Like if I have to, if I'm driving and being mindful, it's like there's the idea of like nursing beers too. Like if you're getting a Jack Daniels and ginger ale, it comes in like a low ball glass. I mean, it's kind of hard to nurse that.
Right.
Not that I always do that, but it's like it goes quick
and
like.
Much. Like just that with ice cubes, or with
ginger ale. So basically, like if you're looking to hang out for a while, it's like, and there's honestly sometimes where it's like, I think I have more money on me than I actually do, and it's like, I only have like $40, so it's like, I can't just be, you know, casually ordering drinks or whatever. So
right.
So some of this stuff kind of plays into it, but overall, it's like, I say for the most part, it's like. Probably lean towards liquor.
Liquor's less volume and probably does less stress for your body.
Less carbonation.
And
that, so that's kind of like what I lean to.
So you mentioned the money issue. So how much, like for people outside of Toronto or outside of Canada, how much would a pint of, I guess it depends on the beer, but how much would like the average pint of beer cost in Toronto?
The average one. Like
I guess there's a lot of variation.
There can be, like if you're drinking just normal domestic or premium.
That's cheaper than like a craft beer or something. Like that. I don't think you like craft beer.
No, I'm not a craft beer guy. That's for sure.
I'm not much of an alcohol guy, but every now and then I'll have a few sips. But I don't like craft beer either.
Oh man,
and I don't
is heavy stuff.
I don't like the culture that's associated.
No, I don't like the culture either.
In my neighborhood, there's a craft brewery, and it says like People's Brewery or People's, with the commie stall or something like, and I was just like, oh my goodness.
They're all like that.
And they're like obviously a business and they're participating in capitalism. So I thought that was kind of funny. So
man, the craft. The only time I've ever been in a craft brewery or whatever, it's with like a group of other people. I just happened to be there too. There was like nothing else, so it's like, oh man, that stuff is just so heavy. Yeah,
it's very heavy stuff. Yeah, it's like you're drinking like a Guinness or something. Not that I like Guinness.
No, not really that either, but.
Yeah. So what kind of bars, like there's different kinds of bars obviously. What kinds of bars do you prefer and why?
I'd say, I'm not too picky. Like obviously I don't go to things like I don't go to things like nightclubs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Nightclubs,
we're talking
already in
down
our 30s now, so it's
man. Like if I'm walking downtown and I'm walking by where all the clubs are, just passing through. It's like I've never an intention. I think I've never even been in one, but that's just the whole other thing. But so it can vary. But I typically like. I'm trying to think of criteria. Like a nicer looking place at least, because I kind of like look at bars sometimes, like compare them to like restaurants. It's like, you have like your dumpy fast food joints, and then you got like the ones a bit above it, like the fast casual, like Kelsey's or like Jack Astor's or something. So I kind of look at bars in a similar scale where it's like You know, a bit of a nicer establishment, like nicer seating, nicer room layout and flow, and just energy and decor and all that kind of stuff. The general vibe, like
right.
Like come on, like don't get me wrong, like some dive bars can have their charm, but like who wants to walk into a place where it kind of like reeks like God knows what?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
It's just a mess. It's dirty.
Yeah.
The glasses are dirty.
Oh yeah. Some hole
And like that can invite certain people too, right?
Yeah.
Like, and I don't mean to jump back, but the average beer price is probably for a bottle maybe like $7.
Seven Canadian dollars for a bottle. Yeah.
And then like a pint's gonna be probably a bit more these days.
Right.
When I remember the days when it was like pint of Coors Light would be like $5.50 or something like that.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of beer.
Yeah, that's
There's a lot of beer in that glass.
$5.50, wow, for a pint. Yeah, that's pretty cheap.
And that's going like.
Yeah.
That's going back a ways.
That would be like $3 or something like that.
Something to that effect, yeah.
And then I think you've mentioned before, and like there's these supposed bars that you see in certain neighborhoods, which they're not really expecting like people on the streets to just walk in, right?
No, there's a lot of those in the city, as well, I'm sure.
Right.
In a lot of other places.
Like most of them are probably a certain ethnic group, like
like a kind of like a Portuguese or Italian place,
Portuguese or Italian,
Maltese or what have you.
Yeah.
You do see that, and then you see the ones that just seem to be kind of like plain old white folks.
Right, okay.
But it's like those ones, it's like it's just like a tight group of regulars that keep it afloat, or well, who knows how they're doing monetarily, but it's just like stuff that's not really, it's open, but it's not open to the public.
Or
you can
if
sense
it's, in
that.
some cases, if it's even primarily functioning as a bar.
They can have
perhaps
another
it's like a front for something else.
And hey, that's cool, but I always laugh about the idea that like someone who's totally naive walks in there.
Right. Yeah.
Like just, Yeah,
that would be funny.
Oh, hey, honey, this place looks
like
cool.
Staring at you.
Whatever's Tavern on Kingston Road. It's like
oh man. For those who don't know, Kingston Road, that's out in Scarborough.
Yeah.
Scarberia, the Scarbs.
It's a long ways away.
Different part of the city, different folk out there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, like the only time we saw like an old-fashioned hooker, plying her trade. Just
like every
in
cliche in the book.
We saw that out. That was on Kingston Road, wasn't it? Yeah. You don't see that normally in Toronto, but go to Scarborough, you might find that. So.
Yeah, and that was.
She was really disgusting.
Oh, that was something else. And of course, she gets thrown out of one bar and walks over to the other one across the street and starts working the strip.
Plying her services like on the median, like there's a grassy median in the street, and it was like raining slightly too. It's kind of like a mist. Like a light rain, a light drizzle.
Yeah, it's just how brazen it was, because
just really bad.
Not 5 minutes before she started doing that,
there
was a cop that pulled into the parking lot and drove around the building, probably looking for that exact thing.
Right. Yeah.
Like looking for like hookers and johns in the back of a parking lot doing whatever, right?
That's not too normal in most Toronto areas or bars.
No, that's kind of rare.
So do you ever like hit? You might have mentioned, but like, do you ever like hit up more than one bar in the same night, or do you
frequently?
Okay.
That's frequent, and that would probably be more on like weekends.
Okay.
I might do that on a Thursday night when work is done for the week. It kind of depends. I mean, like if you go to the one place and it's like you're feeling good there and there's a good vibe, why leave?
Right, exactly.
But then sometimes you want to pull the trigger on making a move.
Right, yeah.
And sometimes that, and honestly, it's funny, like, because sometimes that works, and sometimes it's like, damn, I should have stayed.
Right.
And that's just how it goes.
Yeah.
Like, you can't, there's been many a time where it's like, well, goddamn it. It's like, I should have, it's like the last place was probably way better right now than this is now. It's like, I'm not going back.
No,
like,
that would be weird.
You can't do that.
That'd kind of be a weird thing to leave for 45 minutes and come back on your own.
Not
coming back with other people. You're coming back on your own.
Yeah, that's an odd thing to do.
That'd be weird. So, do you ever get food in these bars? I mean,
never.
Never. Yeah.
I can't remember the last time I ate at a bar. It's for whatever reason. I don't know, I have my quirks or whatever, but it's like I never get food at bars.
Would you recommend people try food in Toronto bars if they're from out of town? Is there anything?
Sure. Yeah.
Like going to make them ill, or is it overly? I mean, it's probably just
There's
bark, grub.
Yeah,
grub.
honestly, it's pretty standard. Like,
Right.
I would say like go out and do your thing, and if the mood strikes you and you want to order something somewhere,
Yeah.
go for it. I mean, it all. I see people do it all the time.
Right.
And,
Right.
it's very rare you see someone like send their food back or something like that. Or
it's a great way to have a bowel movement the next morning.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Fuck, but
Stuffing your face with poutine, and then you go to bed and sit on that, and you're not gonna digest that too well.
Man.
Oh man.
Pummeling the system.
But who really cares? These people don't care.
No, yeah, if you're like that drunk,
out.
it's like you're gonna make certain decisions like that where it's like, this is a great idea.
Yeah.
To mount like
it's amazing.
a whole pizza or a thing of fries, but
oh god. And then do you you probably go to some bars outside of Toronto too?
Oh yeah.
Right? Yeah.
A lot on the weekends as well, just because I have the time to allow for that.
Like what towns?
All over southern Ontario, practically.
Oh, yeah.
I've driven pretty far just for fun.
Burlington.
Easy. Hamilton, St. Catharines.
St. Catharines, that's a good ways.
I've been to Niagara Falls.
Oh yeah.
I've been to places along. I'm sure people know Lake Erie. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, you've gone down to Lake Erie a few times.
I've gone down there many times.
Yeah, you've gone down there a few times.
Typically this time of year it can be pretty fun because there's a lot of people like vacationing and there's kind of like obviously if you go to Port Stanley in December,
right? Yeah.
There's gonna be nobody there, but
yeah.
Places like that are really fun in like the spring, summer, and early fall.
Right.
Grand Bend, which is up in I think it's on Lake Huron. I was gonna say Port Huron, but that's not right. Yeah, Lake Huron. It's a bit north of London.
Okay.
I've been to London, Kitchener, Sarnia, and then even places out east like Oshawa.
Yeah. Out east is
Whitby, Pickering, like all those places. So I try and keep it interesting and also like the thing that also helps that is like, I love driving.
Right, yeah.
I love driving, and the roads are generally pretty nice out of town, pretty scenic. And a nice evening, it's like making a drive somewhere. It's like I love that. Just listen to the radio and chill out, have a few smokes or whatever, and
that's right.
And just go somewhere random.
Right.
Like not even really plan. Right.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, just go with the flow. Yeah.
Get behind the wheel and go.
Can I have a sip of that?
Yeah, sure.
Cheers. Man. So like what do you notice differences in the types of people you encounter like outside Toronto and in Toronto? There must be some difference.
There are. If you're a smaller community is going to be straight up whiter.
Right. Yeah, just whiter, yeah.
It's common sense, right? Like it's typically going to be like that.
Less metrosexuals, less beta males.
Yeah, you'll see a difference in that kind of scene, right? Like, and like obviously downtown is a complete mix of a million different things. Especially a larger establishment. Yeah. When it's like it's busy and you see all sorts of people.
Right.
But out of town you do see a difference. Even if you go somewhere like Burlington, there's even a starting noticeable difference. And that's only half an hour down the QEW, right? Right. But there is a difference, and you will see like I said, you'll still see a mix, but it's just on a smaller scale. Right.
Interesting. So do you think well, first of all, like how often is it that you see drunk, obviously you're going to see drunk people, but like really drunk people, or drunk men or drunk women?
Frequently.
Okay, yeah. Frequently.
And that can be the day of the week doesn't necessarily dictate that as well.
Right.
Like there's been times where it's like, say it's like Monday and it's like I want to kick off my work week like. Right. It's like, I'll go out and like get a Heineken or whatever, and you go to like maybe like a lower key place, and there's someone who's just completely shit faced on like a Monday. Yeah. A Monday night, and then obviously like weekends. Yeah. That's just like. Oh yeah. In excess, you'll see just obviously more of that stuff just because it's the weekend and most people are off. But you see you just run into fucked up people. Right. Yeah. You run into people that are totally wasted. Yeah. Like on alcohol. Right. You run into people that are like coked out of their minds.
Yeah,
a
coked
lot of
up,
that,
yeah.
and then like
Yeah.
probably some other drugs too that like I can't necessarily pick out. But
Right.
but yeah.
You can recognize people if they're coked up.
Yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. I can definitely
Yeah.
pick out if someone's lit up.
Right.
In that sense, yeah.
Yeah. So one of the interesting things I think a lot of people would want to know. A lot of white men would be outside of Toronto. They might want to know like how easy it is for a white guy to hit it off with a white woman in a Toronto bar, or really a woman of any race. But my first question would be white women. Like,
Yeah.
Like is that something you think is easy to do, or is that more difficult?
I would say it's more difficult.
Yeah. Okay.
You're basically, I forget where I heard this worded, but it's like you're basically cold calling.
Okay.
That idea where it's
Yeah.
like you're just, because like you don't know this person, and just that combined with all that other stuff we kind of talk about culture, it's like you're gonna overall, it's like you're probably gonna have a hard time. Like
right. Yeah.
it's not just gonna.
Yeah.
I'm sure maybe some people will come super easy. Who
Right.
knows?
Yeah.
But it can be like pretty difficult sometimes.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
That's how I would put it. It can vary slightly here and there. But overall, it just doesn't happen like that.
Does it seem like women in these bars? Like, what's your general impression of them? Do they look like they're looking to meet a man, or are they more just ambiguous? Or
for the most part, no.
Right.
They're kind of like, I remember when I was watching some of How About the Dashboard.
Held by the Dashboard Light. He deleted all his videos. Did you see?
Oh no.
He'll probably make some more. His channel's still there. But Held by the Dashboard Light.
Good content.
Yeah, good content when it's available. But sorry, go on. Deletes his streams right after he posts.
Oh yeah, it's fascinating stuff.
But sorry, I interrupted you.
No, it's all good. But he had some observations that I noticed as well, where it's like, if they're in groups, it's like they're more or less content with as it seems, being in their own company.
Right.
Not paying heed to much else going on.
Right.
And and like combine that with like what I call phone culture.
Yeah.
People are just. That's another topic we can get into later on. That whole thing.
Yeah, phone culture.
And
we
how
can do
that
that
pertains,
in another interview.
That whole thing.
Yeah.
But generally, groups of women, they seem kind of in their own clique, sort of.
What kind of company do you tend to see them with? Like just other females, or
typically, yeah.
Right. And if there's a guy with them, he's maybe more of a metrosexual or whatever.
Well, to be honest, that seems to be the case.
Right, in Toronto, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that a bit out of town too.
Out of town too, like in Oakville, would you see that?
I remember, Oakville and Burlington. I've seen. That's just where examples.
Is there any point in going to a bar in Mississauga? I feel like there wouldn't be any point in doing that.
It's funny,
or maybe there would. I don't know.
I left
Mississauga is kind of just something to leave out.
Okay,
I don't know.
Mississauga.
Which is a big city. What? It's like 500,000 people, or at least.
Oh yeah, it's a lot. But Mississauga I had some good times there in the past, but as of recently, it's kind of like plateaued or something.
Yeah.
Like there's a place like Port Credit, right?
Yeah. Port Credit's pretty nice. That's pretty nice.
I remember when I first started going there back in the day. It was like because it was just new.
Right.
But it was great,
Yeah.
and like now it's like I go there once in a while still because it's kind of close, and it's that nice distance where it's just enough of like.
Right.
It's like the mood, right? It's like okay, it's not too far, but it's kind of nice because there's nice places there.
Yeah.
And it's it can be okay, but I don't go there as often because like when we're talking about like fucked up people, that place at night can be like just a total clusterfuck. Like cops are everywhere now at night there.
Interesting.
Because of there's been several instances where like people have there was one guy who I'm pretty sure he was wasted, came on one of the bars and like lost control of his car.
Yeah, that's right. That happened a few months ago.
By Snug Harbor and like just
right
totaled it
near where the bridge was.
Yeah, and just in front of everyone, probably exiting the bars at that time at night at like 2:30. It's like,
oh man,
of course.
Yeah, that guy got killed.
So now there's like cops everywhere, and and there's a lot of coke down there too.
Right,
Definitely a lot.
Do you think more bikers like to hit up Port Credit or not? I don't know.
You run into some of those guys somewhere. But I've seen them downtown as well.
Yeah.
They don't really discriminate. They kind of do their own thing as well. It seems like.
Right. Yeah.
Like I've seen them in pretty random places.
Okay.
And yeah.
So it's safe to say that you wouldn't see like an attractive or semi-attractive woman like on her own in a bar. That would be kind of a rare sight.
That's like that's pretty rare.
Yeah.
That is a rare sight for sure. I'm trying to recall the last time I saw that. Sometimes it's hard to pull up pieces, but yeah, it's been a while. You don't really see that.
No.
You know, a lot of times it seems maybe they're just like waiting on somebody.
Right, of course. Playing with their phone, of course. Yeah.
I'd bet. I'll bet like my bottom dollar that the phone's out. It's always out. Everyone's on their phone. Guys and girls are on
chicks
their
and
phone.
guys, just don't get off your fucking phone.
It's unbelievable. Like oh man,
like you don't have internet on your phone. I don't have internet on my phone.
Yeah.
If I had to access internet, I could, but it's like only in a rare scenario would I ever activate internet on my phone.
Yeah, it'd be like almost an emergency situation.
Yeah, exactly.
But even then, it's like, what the fuck's this thing gonna do? What good is this gonna do?
Yeah, it just looks so stupid.
Yeah, it's but yeah, like just to reiterate, it's pretty rare to see.
Yeah. So for someone from some guy from out of town, if he's looking, he's like, hey, I'm in Toronto for a few nights, or I'm staying here for a few weeks. Like, I want to meet some women. Like, it's like I was thinking of hitting up the bars. And it's like, what would you tell that guy?
I'd tell that guy. I'm assuming he's like downtown.
Right. Yeah.
I'd say just bar hop, kind of in the downtown core.
Right.
Probably your best bet.
Okay.
You know, like. I know.
But it's like kind of like a gloomy prospect. It's not like it could work out for you.
It definitely could work out, but like nothing's guaranteed, man.
Don't get disappointed if you don't get anything.
Basically, you gotta learn as a man here to roll with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And almost like all about using that energy to your advantage down the road. Spin it in a positive way.
Yeah. Do you believe in like pickup artist theory and like, oh, you got to use game to say the right thing to women, or is that just a thing of the past?
I think a lot of that, some of it, seems like it might work if you want to call it that, but I think a lot of it, not happening.
Right, not happening anymore.
Yeah, I don't think.
I wouldn't know. I don't even try. So,
like the whole the whole kind of like cliched idea of it, like where you got to do it organically. It seems like the idea of like, I'm trying to think of like a good example in like a movie or a TV show where it's like where you go and you introduce yourself first or something that. It's like, would that work? I've never tried it. It's like I don't think that would work.
That just feels extremely awkward.
Hi, it's like I'm Will. It's like like I don't know, you gotta do it in a different way.
You made some comment in the past that you were walking by downtown and you know looking in through the glass of some bars and you do see some men just kind of sitting there.
Yeah,
like
that's a common sight.
Looking kind of lonely.
Unfortunately, that is a common sight.
Men in suits or men in just whatever, like
all walks,
all kinds of men.
Life,
okay,
it doesn't matter.
Right. Sitting at the bar, just kind of looking look left and right, or
they'll not even that, man. They'll be on their phone.
On their fucking phone.
The phone will be out.
Oh God. See, at least you could put the phone down, and if you're not gonna, at least you could just like look around and just like, I don't know,
That's why I don't
like
bring
even
my
if you're not
phone
gonna
in the
get
bars,
anything,
like,
at least it's like you're kind of imposing yourself just by like looking around the room, and it's like maybe that would even make people feel uncomfortable for some stupid reason, but like good.
Relish that.
Yeah, good. Yeah, be happy.
Because I want to say,
that.
it's like I don't take my fucking phone. My phone stays in my truck. Like,
exactly.
I don't bring it in, and like people, I'm sure it looks kind of weird in some ways because I'm like chilling out.
Yeah.
Just like looking around and socialize if need be.
Right.
And I never have it out.
Yeah.
And I think for that, it's like, hey, it's like I can do a lot more people watching like this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It just makes sense. But like the guys on their phones, man, with their nose in their phone,
man.
and
that's awful. That's
drinking,
awful.
and it's just kind of It's unfortunate to see.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Because like,
yeah, people
see,
like basically people aren't very chill in general these days.
No, and that's part of it. Even though they're just sitting
chill.
there, that's not chill behavior in a sense.
Like it's
right?
chill to just like hang out somewhere and like just sit somewhere in public. Like,
Yeah.
where can you do that? It like you're not expected to do that in Canada. So I feel like in Europe they have more people watching because they have their cafes, but we don't really have that in.
Yeah,
they're
here,
Toronto, but they're all just like condo folks with their stupid little dogs and whatever.
They're distracted by everything, spooked by everything.
So is there like a typical bartender character, or are they just all kinds of people too?
That's a good question.
More women or more men, or about the same?
I'd say it's close. Perhaps it would be something like 70-30 women.
70% women.
It's a lot. Like
so that's a lot more women than men.
Like a guy bar. It's almost like you go into a place and there's guy bartenders, and it's kind of like, oh man, like.
Oh right. If it's an attractive bartender, is that any chance of like a better option in like trying to?
I am totally against the idea of chatting up a bartender.
Right.
I think it's like. I don't know. I'm sure. I don't want to like put him down, but it's like it's pretty low rent to me.
Right.
She's there working.
Yeah.
She sees tons of people all the time.
Yeah.
Like I've been around people like, oh yeah, I think she likes me.
Oh god.
And it's like, dude, what the fuck, like.
Yeah, that's
like you're hitching everything to.
Oh man.
It's like, cause what, she like touched your hand when she gave you the change back. It's like she works on tips.
Yeah, of course.
They all work on tips.
Yeah.
Like, how do you not?
Yeah, that's pretty bad. Oh, man.
It's like I haven't been to a strip club in years and years, but like when they come up to you and say like, oh whatever, like just flatter the hell out of you and like,
right,
what do you think? Do you think they're actually into you? It's like, what are you, fucking stupid? Like they want your money. That's how that works.
Yeah.
So the whole bartender thing is I see people doing it, but it's like, I don't think it's a wise move. I don't think it'll. Maybe maybe it would yield something.
Right.
There's certain circumstances, but like overall, it's like I just think it's a weak play.
What kind of like behavior from a bartender would make you refuse to tip? Or like you would normally maybe like tip a little bit or whatever, right? Something.
Yeah, I'm pretty chill like that. I have like chinched on the tip a couple times. I'm trying to recall why. It is rare. Like even if they've taken forever. But then there's also the thing. It's like, what am I fucking invisible here?
Yeah. Well, that's stupid.
And like
that's more of like a restaurant thing, I guess.
Yeah.
There's more excuses not to tip in like a restaurant, I guess.
Yeah, but I'm sure it's happened once or twice.
Yeah.
I remember going into this place. Oh, I remember a good example.
Right.
I went in this place in Port Credit, and so this bar, I happened to saunter in there. It was like the last night it was going to be open.
Yeah.
I forget what it was called. So I walk in there, and it was Ram. They had like a band playing and everything, and I go up to the bar, and I'm like, hey, can I get a Jack Daniels?
Right.
Jack on the rocks or whatever.
Right.
She's like, we don't have that. And she turns and like walks away.
Whoa, that's messed up.
And I'm like, oh, what the hell? And then whatever, it was super busy.
Yeah.
So I waited again, and then she came back. I'm like, okay. I'm like, can I get a whatever? And she's like, we don't have that either. And she walked away again.
Oh man.
And I just chalked that up to the fact that it was closing and they were bitter about it.
I wanted you to go, or that's really cheap behavior.
But I think then, because she was like kind of being a bitch about it, it's like I probably didn't like leave much of a tip.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
Maybe if the drink was like $6, I put down, or 5 something, it was like $6 or.
That's crazy.
Chased out on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, stuff like that happens like once in a while.
Right.
Where it's like they'll give you a clear reason.
Yeah.
But overall, it's like if I have change, it's like I'll just throw it down.
Cool. So we've covered most of the basics, but I just want to conclude the conclusion of this video. If you have any funny stories, and one funny story you told me that maybe you can recount for us was the one where I think you said you were at a bar somewhere here in Etobicoke, and they have a picture of an old guy on the,
Oh, yeah.
wall.
Yeah,
Can you recount that for us? What's that all about?
Sure. So there's like a local bar in the neighborhood of a franchise.
Yeah.
And anyways, there's a plaque in there of like a bar regular, this old timer. He used to go there all the time.
Yeah.
And he died, and how he died is kind of funny to be honest. He was there obviously, so it's like Saturday night. I forget what year it was. Maybe it was 2015.
Yeah.
February, coldest night of the year. The guy's there Saturday night drinking as per usual.
Yeah. Right.
He's
a regular,
amongst all his regular buddies, and you know the bartender who knows him well. They all know him. It's after last call or whatever, and like I said, it's like minus the wind chill probably like minus 35 or something.
Oh man, minus 35 Celsius.
Like,
That's ridiculous.
It was freezing, and I remember that night vividly because I was out somewhere. And it was just coldest night of the year.
Yeah.
So he's like, okay, I'm leaving or whatever, and everyone just thinks he's gonna be fine. But anyways, because this bar is a back entrance, like an alley.
Yeah, yeah.
He gets maybe 20, 30 feet.
Yeah.
Passes out.
Yeah.
Found like the next day, like kind of like The Shining, like frozen.
Yeah, frozen completely to death.
Frozen to death in the alley, and then there's like this plaque up there honoring him, but it's just kind of like it's like you all let him leave like that. It's like didn't anyone? It's like you knew he was walking home because the guy lived in the neighborhood. It's like you let that happen.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's so fucking ridiculous.
It's like the shame on the bartender.
Oh yeah, and then we're not laughing at the fact that the guy died. We're laughing at the fact that
gross incompetence.
They spun that into this thing.
There's the plaque.
He's a great guy. Let's put it. It's like no. You don't get to put a picture of this guy. You fucked up big time.
Anyway, so the guy died, and there's a plaque there, and and I don't go to this place often anymore. But when I see it,
that's ridiculous.
I laugh.
Yeah,
I laugh because it's like shame on. And I still see some like when I go there once in a while.
Yeah.
Rarely. I still see some of them, and
oh my goodness.
It's like,
oh man.
Oh, that guy was the greatest. Man. Well, then maybe you shouldn't have seen him off like that. If
you had real respect for him, first of all, you would have seen him off. And if you realized you messed up and like crap, we should have watched over him, because he's a long-time regular and he lives in the neighborhood. It's not like he's a random guy walking
sober,
in.
Give him a ride.
Give him a
ride 3 blocks down the street.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Like and then at least if you realize you screwed up, then you're not putting some picture of the guy in the wall. It's an embarrassment.
Yeah, so that
to your bar and the staff there.
I think so too, and that's just.
Oh man.
And I got that same bar too. I remember seeing a guy. So one thing I can say about that place is the soundtrack's always pretty good.
Right. Okay.
They play good music.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I'll give him that. But anyway, so it's playing like Sabotage by Beastie Boys.
Right, okay, yeah.
And this guy, he's probably like 40 something. He stands up on the bar.
Yeah.
And he's just drunk out of his mind doing like some air guitar or whatever. And when he tries to step that down, he misses the stool.
Really?
And he just drops straight down and just like completely horizontal, hits the ground.
Oh man.
His face and everything, right in front of me.
Oh man.
And then just lying there. And then the bartender like didn't even care. It's like no one gave a shit. And like this guy might be kind of fucked up. It's
probably broke his nose.
Probably broke his nose. But just like seeing his head bounce off the floor was just ridiculous. And
oh my goodness.
I've seen stuff like that all the time.
Yeah,
where someone drunk and like I saw this one guy trip. And he started stumbling and getting all this momentum, and then went head side into the bar, and knocked himself out cold. And all his buddies had to drag him out. And
oh man!
It was just that was downtown.
That's ridiculous.
But
imagine if it was like someone that didn't have any buddies there, it was just some random guy.
The staff like has to put him in a cab. Meanwhile, he's like his brain's bleeding in the cab, and like no one even knows, and like it's just fucked up.
Yeah, that is fucked up.
But yeah, and just like people,
I feel like you wouldn't see that kind of thing in a hipster bar. Like they'd be more.
No, they're a bit more composed.
They'd be a bit more tame. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they get that messed up.
That's one thing I don't think we fully describe. Like, how would you describe like a hipster bar? Like, what? I mean, we talked about the metrosexuals and those kind of beta male people.
Yeah.
But, I mean. Well, one thing I would say is they have like, for example, like Snakes and Ladders. Is that a name of a? It's a game, but they have like board games in these bars. Like you actually go to a bar, you sit down,
I'm not.
and you play like these stupid games that you should outgrow by the time you're 12.
It's like
if
playing
you're 14
Trouble.
and you're playing that stuff, that's messed up. That's messed up.
Yeah,
man.
I'd say so.
Yeah.
It's like by then it's like
yeah.
Yeah.
Let alone adults. So.
Yeah, the phenomenon of board games in establishments. I started noticing that maybe when we were like late teens, early 20s. That seemed to catch fire. And there is a place called Snakes and Lattes.
Right, Snakes and Lattes. Yeah, that's
downtown,
right.
and it's like it is a bar.
That's like the kind of people who like to go to escape rooms and that kind of stuff.
Axe throwing.
Right, yeah.
Escape rooms, yeah, Christ. But yeah, it's like you see places like that. Like hipster bar probably has board games in it, and there's that like Settlers of Catan. Have you ever heard of that?
Never heard of it. No.
Man, I feel like a nerd because I'm the one who brought it up. This never happened. Yeah. This never happened.
Right.
But I know of this game, and I know that it's like it's a popular one. There's several versions of it. Yeah. You always see it.
My goodness.
And I don't go into these places. I just
that's
something you can see in the window.
That's the name of the establishment, or that's the name of the game they play?
Oh, that's the name of this game. It's kind of like a. I can't believe
No, that's okay, man. Hipsters like it.
It's hard to compare it to something, but it just looks kind of boring. Yeah. But I'm sure there's a lot of strategy involved, etc.
Yeah.
But that seems to be a popular game played in bars and such.
Safe. Oh, and one thing we didn't touch on is like probably like safe to say there's a number of like a lot of like interracial couples probably like in Toronto. Yeah,
you see a lot of that.
Like we hear a lot, and I guess it's true that like white women prefer white men statistically, and I'm willing to concede that point.
Yeah.
But I feel like what we see in Toronto, we're getting a little bit of a different.
A lot of it's shifted.
A lot of it's shifting. Yeah. So, anyways.
Yeah.
That's cool. People can do what they want to do, but you ever seen like an actual bar fight? Like anyone?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've seen people get knocked out, or I've seen cat fights as well.
Oh yeah.
And then those are their own thing. Those are pretty funny. Two girls going at it, and it's like drama just kind of boils over, and they start thrashing at each other, and then two guys are just shoving at each other. Yeah, fights. Right. That happens.
Yeah, it does happen. I feel like, I don't have as much experience as you do, but do black people go to bars as much as other people generally? It's not like, you'll see them, they'll be there, but it's like, it's almost as if they're kind of stepping into, I guess black people like to drink, but do they like to go out to bars as much?
You see them here and there.
Yeah, you will see them, yeah.
Yeah, just because obviously like a lesser demographic here.
Yeah.
It's like for that reason.
Yeah.
When you're out, you just don't see as many of them as other. But yeah, you still see them time and time. And similar to, like I know this idea of kind of like white guys being by themselves. You'll see black guys like that too.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Where other groups are typically a bit more social.
Right, interesting. So brown guys, maybe East Asian guys.
Yeah, they're always out in large groups. I notice.
I feel like brown guys, like Indians or Pakistanis, they have lots of friends because there's tons of
a large circle of friends. They're all kind of like on the same page as in terms of like whatever.
Well, I don't know if Pakistani guys are supposed to drink because they're Muslim, but I don't know. But you see,
I couldn't tell the difference really.
You can't. They're all South Asians.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? That's what I'm trying to say. So. You do see that a bit, so yeah, man, we've covered a lot. And any other stories you wish to tell? Otherwise, we'll wrap this thing up.
I'd say that's good for now. Cool. We can always come back for round 2 if needed.
Yeah, man.
Down the road.
You mentioned like maybe you'd be interested in talking about phone culture. That sounds like a
and that even spills into like other things other than nightlife, like even just day to day instances of dealing with people.
Cool.
Social stuff like that. So
yeah, man,
it's been a slice.
Thanks, man. Well, we all appreciate your deep knowledge, and
thanks,
thanks again. So hope you guys enjoyed that. Hasta luego, amigos.